This is the finished look. What do you think, guys? I absolutely love it. It kind of gives me a little bit of like, this is New Year's Eve glam, and I think it's glam, but it's also giving me Wednesday vibes. What do you think? I genuinely love it. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, which is all about educational beauty. Now, in today's video, we're going to be doing New Year's Eve glam. It's the last video of 2022, and I am so excited about you guys learning how to do this look, and also a few tricks that you can add to it right at the end of the video. Now, if you do like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so that you don't miss any of my future videos. I am also over on Instagram, so please do come follow me there because I do a lot of unboxing, some reels, and just generally you get to see what I get up to when I'm not filming for YouTube. Now I think we can get started with the video. Now that we've all dealt with Christmas, I think it's about time for New Year's Eve glam. So let's get started. I am going to be kind of dressing it up right at the end to show you exactly how you can kind of finish off this look. I wanted to do something which was easy to do, but also ultra glam and not your typical sparkly eye, because I've kind of like done that and I wanted to change it up a little bit. So we're going to start with skincare. Now my skin is, I'm going to be honest, it's really good at the moment because I've been having my radio frequency sessions and my skin right now, like it's probably been about a week after my session and I've got another session coming up. Don't worry, vlogged the whole thing, it's going to be coming soon. And now's about the time that my skin starts feeling great, you know, after my session. So it's actually feeling really good, touch wood. But what I do need is a light moisturizer. So I'm going to go with my Wind Medina Dew because I need something which is just not going to be too heavy for my skin because it's actually feeling great. Not often I actually get to say that, but this is ultra light. It's almost like a gel, a little bit like a gel. It's like a gel moisturizer. So I just kind of like smooth that over my hands and then I'm just going to press that into my skin. I'm just dabbing a little bit more on because I just feel like I need it. Even though this is a light moisturizer, by the way, it literally boosts your hydration to another level. Like it's got that like, it's a melting rose water gel cream and it has obviously hyaluronic acid in there, which we all need. It's got glycerin, which helps to boost the hydration even more, and antioxidants and B5, which really help to kind of like soothe irritated skin. Now for a little eye cream, I'm going to go with my Drunk Elephant Sea Tango because this literally is amazing as an eye cream. Now I am going to put my primer on. I'm using my Milk Hydro Grip Primer. Let's just kind of like smooth a layer over my skin. This is going to just really grip hold of my makeup. The trick is don't rub this primer in. I've heard a few people kind of like, well, leave comments saying, you know, how do you use it? It's quite a sticky primer. You just smooth a very thin layer on top and it should leave a tacky finish. And that basically helps to like grip hold of the makeup that you're going to apply. So now what we're going to do is do the eyelids first, because you know I like doing that first when we're doing a bit of eye makeup, and then we're going to finish off the base and then finish off this whole look. Right, I'm going to apply my Tarte Shape Tape concealer. This is 35N medium. Just going to get a nice flawless base there. It's my Real Technique sponge. Just going to like press this in, bounce it all over, and then I'm going to press some of my powder in to just set this so that our lids are just fully primed and done. You don't have to worry about eye primer or anything like that. Now, how are we all feeling about the new year, guys? I really want to know. I care about you guys a lot. And I really do hope that, you know, you're all kind of feeling positive about it and not feeling the pressure. And the reason I say pressure is because I have seen, you know, at the end of the year, I always see all these posts and people are like, oh, you know, you're going to crush 2023, you know, get your goals ready and all this kind of stuff. And or they talk about what they've achieved in this past year. And I find that sometimes that may be a bit of pressure for some people because, you know, looking at that, I'm just going to head over to my powder now. So just going to use my banana powder, a little bit in the palm of the hand and then press it on the powder puff. Carrying on from what I was saying, like you hear all these people like, you know, writing stuff like or showing pictures about, oh my God, amazing, I've accomplished this, which is great. I love that. I love that people are accomplishing things. I love that people have goals and, you know, some people are living their dreams. Some people are like on their way to their dreams. Some people are still figuring out their dreams. I'm just going to dust that powder off now. I also do wonder, does it affect some people differently by seeing these kind of posts? Like, do you look at it and think, you know what? Now I feel like I should have that tick off list. And what if you don't? Or do you feel the pressure as in like, oh, look at all these things that this person has has accomplished, then why have I not accomplished those things? And do you start comparing? I'm just curious because, you know, I sit and I watch these posts and stuff. Grab my coffee again. Guys, have any of you got this? Like, seriously, last few videos, I've been putting the link in the description. I really want to know if any of you have got this, because this coffee machine is insane and the pods are just so good. I'm telling you, best coffee ever, best cappuccino you will ever find. You don't even need to go to like cafes anymore. They're amazing. But anyway, finishing off what I was saying, do you find that is the case with you? I mean, I hope it isn't, because I really want you guys to not feel that pressure, because I'm sure the people who post these things, you know, myself included, sometimes maybe I have in the past. I don't know what year I did it, but maybe I did. I don't think anyone ever posts it to make anyone else feel bad, but unfortunately it can sometimes make people feel like maybe they haven't achieved what they're meant to achieve, or maybe they're lacking, or they're a bit behind, or, you know, why are they not as ambitious, you know, or why do they not have these type of things that they're trying to do? But yeah, I'm just curious, but I really don't want you to feel like that if you do, because everyone is so different. Everyone has a different kind of goal and ambition in life, and there's nothing wrong with that. There is no right or wrong goal or whatever it is that you want to accomplish. It's just about personally what you accomplish, and it could be so small yet so big. That's my little thought of the day. Now we're going to do the eye makeup. Now what I want to do is I want to do a really soft, kind of not smoky, but, you know, really soft definition on the lash line. I also don't want it to look like it's kind of like eyeliner there. So I want it to be kind of browny, because we're going for a deep lip, and I want it to look like the eyes are defined, but not overly, because I want to play on the lips a little bit more. Right, I've got my Sigma Beauty E15 brush, and I'm going to go into my Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palette. I'm using the shade Matte 11. It's like this really deep, rich chocolate brown. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to press it really close to the lash line. So kind of like into the root of the lash. So don't worry about trying to make an eyeliner kind of like effect. Don't worry if it's a little bit like messy either, but try and like really press into the root. It's always better if you look down into the mirror. It's much easier. And this brush is great for this. You can see that's a little bit more defined. Let's go over to the other side. Now I'm getting my Sigma E30 brush, nothing on this brush, and I'm literally just going to kind of like go side to side. It's just going to like kind of soften that line. Okay, now I'm using my E75 brush. This is my angled brush from Sigma. If I haven't already told you about this, it's an insane brush. So good for the eyes. I know it says it's like an angled brow brush, but guys, eyelids, really close to the lash line, amazing. Right, now I'm going to go into Matte 10, and I'm going to kind of like just go a little bit kind of higher than what I was before. So thicker, a little bit kind of like more above the lash line. When I get to the end, so basically I just want to show you, I've got this like this, the highest point is towards that way, right? That's where I've got it. And as soon as I get to about the outer corner, or the last quarter of the eye, I flip it so that it sits along the lash, like the curve of the eye better. So now the outside corner, like the highest point, is pointing towards that way. So the highest point initially should point towards that way. That way. So I was like, where is that? That way. And then when we get to the last quarter of the eye, you flip it so that the highest point is pointing towards that way. It sits a lot better along the curve of the lash line. You'll notice the difference when you actually do it. Now this end bit here, I'm just kind of like lifting it a little bit. What this is actually doing is creating like a gradient effect on our lash line. And a little bit higher there. Don't worry about how neat it is. Go a little bit thicker here because it's ended up a bit thicker on the other eye. Go back to my E30 brush, nothing on this, and we're going to just go back and forth again, and this is going to soften the edges. Should just look like it's just like a nice faded lash line. Now what I'm going to do is get my E30 brush again, go into Matte 10 and use the tip of this brush. I'm basically just going to kind of like in very tiny swirls, like circular swirls, just kind of like add a bit more at the end of the lash line. Use your finger to kind of brush into the lash line if you feel like it's gone too far. And then just kind of like lift it a little, you know, like so it has a bit more of a lift to it. There you go. There, you can see how the lash line has more definition now. Okay, let's get on with the rest of the face now. So now I'm going to go in with my concealer. I'm going to finish off my lashes and stuff at the end, but I've got the main eyeshadow bit done. So now I don't have to worry about anything spilling on the rest of my face. So I'm going to go in with my concealer. So just apply some here. We're going to go for a nice flawless base and lift it up here. I'm going to go in with a little bit more just on certain areas to lift it. And I always feel like my makeup stays longer when I use this same concealer on the rest of my face. So I'm basically just buffing in the rest of my face with my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood complexion brush. Now I'm going to buff my under eye area in. My sponge is damp, by the way, so I've wet it, squeezed all the water out, and then put a tissue around it to squeeze all the excess water, to absorb all the excess water, not to squeeze. Well, yeah, to squeeze too. Okay, let's sculpt a little bit. I'm using my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and this shade will be up on the screen. And I'm just going from more or less the top of the ear and just dragging it in, but not coming too close in the center. You know what the great thing about this whole look is that this is going to stay all night. So you're going to have like literally the best New Year's Eve because your makeup is still going to look amazing the next day. Well, not that I am saying that you should leave it on until the next day, but I feel like, you know, there's going to be a lot of you guys who are going to be probably still in your makeup the next day. So, you know, I'm just saying. And you know why I said that? Because I had a bride a few days ago and she sent me a message this morning. I did her makeup. She had her wedding. And then that night she went out with her friends. So it was like an all-nighter after the wedding party was done. And she sent me pictures of right at the end of the night. She was like, I cannot believe it's the next day and my makeup is still perfect. That's what I'm saying. Because there are going to be the odd person, like the odd one of you here or there that's going to, you know, maybe keep your makeup on. Let's now buff this into the hairline using my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood complexion brush. By the way, if you're wondering where my top is from, it's from Zara. I don't know if they still have it, but I really fell in love with it. I don't know why it reminded me of like just the festive season. I, by the way, have some really exciting stuff coming up. Can't wait for you guys to find out. You're gonna love it. Exciting stuff coming up in January. I'm truly super excited about it. Like, I can't stop talking about it to my husband and he's like, please, no more conversations about this. I'm like, please, can we just talk about it? Because I love it so much. So yeah, I'm really excited. We're gonna go with the OG of all foundations, the one that I know is gonna just stay on all night. This is the Dual Forever Matte. My shade is 3W and we are going to use this because this bad boy is going to keep my face together all night. I've put it at the back of my hand. I'm buffing it into the sponge and then we're going to buff it into the skin. Starting with the forehead. Don't forget to take out any creases with the point of your beauty blender. Just like use the high point of it and just scoop up any excess product that's sitting in those lines. Get your powder, press, same shape and direction that you applied your concealer. I'm telling you, this is not going anywhere all night. Do what you want, not going anywhere. We're just gonna dust all that powder off with this big veil brush. But then the under eye area, we're gonna do with the Real Technique setting brush because it is literally the perfect size for the under eye area. This is a must have for anyone, I'm telling you. We're gonna just prep the brows. So I'm just brushing them with my Too Faced Fluff and Hold Laminating Brow Wax because this is literally gonna keep them in place all night. I'm telling you, this is like the alternative to laminating your brows. Then what I do, take the lid off, use the brush to just brush them. And then I use my finger to kind of like, just keep them in place. while my brows are kind of setting and drying, I'm going to go back into my Makeup by Mario palette using my Sigma E30 brush, going into matte 8 with the tip, and I'm going to brush this along my lower lash line. So like right into the root of my lash. You know, so that the lower lash just doesn't look so bare. Keep going until you're happy with it. If you want, you could leave this bit until after you've done your lips, you know, so you get a good idea of how much you think you can get away with. So you don't have to finish off the eyes before you do the lips. You could do the lips and then finish off the eyes. There, I quite like that very soft grunge look on the lower lash line, so it's not using black, but it's brown, so it just looks a bit more lived in. Right, I'm going to get my Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil in my shade, which is number 4, and I'm just going to start kind of like drawing little feather strokes underneath. The areas that I kind of like properly shade it are the areas where I literally have no hair, so like feather strokes isn't going to do anything in that area. So my brows are done. I'm going to go in with my mascara now. I'm using my favorite mascara ever at the moment, which is the Benefit They're Real Magnet Lashes Mascara. This stuff is amazing. It's just such a good mascara. I'm using a different mascara for my lower lashes because the brush on this mascara is much better for the lower lashes. The other mascara, the Benefit one, is amazing for the top lashes, but the brush is just too big for the lower lash line. So this is really good. This is my Charlotte Tilbury push-up lashes, and it has like a thin side and a thick side. And I use the thin side for the lower lashes. Okay, I've got my E30 brush again, and I'm basically dipping it into matte 11, which is like the deep chocolate brown. And this is where I'm just going to grab it, well, not grab it, I'm going to take it right into the like corner of my eye. I just want to kind of like give it a bit more depth there, you know, so it doesn't look like, it doesn't have to go all like thick, dark all the way across, but I just want a little bit more darkness just in that, just for that little lift there. And the nice thing is it's a bit more, it's like a little bit darker at the end and not so dark everywhere else. So don't feel like you have to apply all the way across. I've got my Fenty 200 brush and my Fenty Sunstalker in Shady Biz. I'm just gonna do a little kind of arrow here, a little diamond on the tip of my nose, and then down the bridge of the nose. And then my Hourglass Veil brush, same bronzer. And now we're going to kind of like sculpt the cheekbones a little. I just want that warmth on the face as well as a little extra kind of sculpting. And then I take it into the hairline and then just this area here to kind of like slim down that area, and then it sculpts that area. And then we're going to do the jawline as well a little. Try not to bring it, you know, too much towards the center of the face. It always looks nicer when it's more on the perimeter. My 234 brush and a little bit of my highlight, which is the Tom Ford highlighter. Right, just going to put a tiny bit of my Dior lip maximizer on, just mainly towards the center of the lip, not around the outside. And then what I do is I blot it. Takes off all the excess, but keep some moisture there. So now what I'm going to do is line my lips, and this is like it's going to finish off this look, and it's going to look really nice. And there's a lot of things that you can do afterwards as well, which I'm going to explain to you. But I'm going to line my lips now. Make them as big or as little as you want, but I like to just go not totally above my lip line, but kind of on the top part of my lip line. I just like to feather it in a little bit. Right, now I'm going to take my NARS Power Matte Lipstick in Night Moves. This is such a nice, like really deep red. Now I'm going to get my lip brush and just kind of like blend this into my lip line. You know, take it to the edges. Okay, now what I want to do is I'm going to get my lip brush and I'm going to dip it into matte 11 in the Makeup by Mario eyeshadow palette. And I'm basically going to go along the kind of lip line using the tip. This is the Makeup Forever lip brush. Did I say that? I'm not sure. But it's a straight flat edge, so it's really, really good for this. And it gives it this really nice, almost like, just like deep finish to it. Now this is where we're gonna just dab a little bit more in the middle. So this is the finished look. What do you think, guys? I absolutely love it. It kind of gives me a little bit of like, this is New Year's Eve glam, and I think it's glam, but it's also giving me Wednesday vibes. What do you think? I genuinely love it. And it's a bit different, you know, it's not your standard glittery eye, which can end up looking a bit messy at the end of the night. At least this is clean, crisp, a little bit vamp, wintry, and it's the red lip, but it's a little bit different. Now to finish this off, let me just show you how this looks when you really dress it up. So I'm gonna put my earrings on. Doesn't it just ooze New Year's Eve glam? I love it. If you wanted to, let me just go through a couple of things that you could do. I'm not going to do it right now because I actually want to keep it like this because I'm going out. What I do want you to know is that you can very easily at the end of the night, let's just say you're out all night. Maybe you don't even know you're going to be out all night, but you know, you want to be safe. So what you want to do is take another lipstick with you, take like a little, you know how you get those like small, and it's so easy to get hold of. There's little antibacterial like wipes or the face wipes that you get, the small pack. Take that, wipe off your lips and just put on like a gloss. Or just take it off in the middle and then just add a gloss and then mix it all together, and it'll be a little bit more kind of like more of a transparent lip. Another thing that you can do is add some kind of like shimmer to this. So you could add some like really nice, very light shimmer to the lids, or even a little bit of clear gloss at the end of the night. So I'm talking about ways to kind of change it up throughout the night, because maybe you want this for the dinner part, you know, when you kind of know what's going on, and then you get to the point where you're like, you know, I don't care anymore, and then you want to change it up a little bit. So those are things that you can do, but you also can add a bit of highlighter to the cheeks. I wouldn't personally add much blusher to your look because I feel like, I think when you have skin color similar to mine, I don't think you need to, but if you're a lot paler in skin tone, then maybe you do want to add a bit of a blush, you know, but I personally feel like bronzer does the job, and that's more than enough for me. So wherever you do end up going for New Year's Eve, please be safe, enjoy it, and I hope you're spending it with the people that you love. And I just want to say thank you for this entire year, my whole YouTube journey so far, because you guys have been the best. I literally could not have done this whole thing without you. As much as this is information that I've always wanted to share and I made a decision to do, we wouldn't be here right now if it weren't for you guys. Because and I want you guys to know that I really do honestly appreciate you all, and I'm really excited about what we're going to be doing in the new year. Like, there is so much that we have going on. I can't wait to share it with you because I know you guys are going to love it, and I know you guys are going to come on that journey with me too. Please do continue to kind of like support my channel because it means the world to me. As you guys already know, there's a little super thanks button if you just want to show your appreciation, because obviously I give all my information away for free. I really do try and do my best to make it completely transparent as possible, and that little super thanks is just your way of kind of also saying thanks, but me also being able to kind of like see who you are and see your comments a bit more clearly, and because they do stand out a little bit more to me when you've hit the super thanks. Just a way for me to kind of like answer any specific questions that you may have as well. And yeah, I just want to say thank you so much. Like, this whole year has been a complete whirlwind. I can't believe how quickly the channel has grown. It's just been insane. And there's still so many of you guys who are sitting there leaving that 1 million mark comment. I see you, and I'm so excited for it, and I know we're going to get there. And I just want you guys to have the best 2023. I know you guys are going to stay positive, radiate love, peace and energy and good vibes, and you guys can accomplish anything you want to, because I know that I can, especially when you guys are with me here as well. So I just want to wish you a happy new year, and I hope you have the best end to this year you could have ever asked for. Now, wherever you are in the world and whatever you're going to be doing, I'm sending you so much love, so much peace, so many good vibes, throwing them all your way. And yeah, thank you so much for this year. I really do hope you've enjoyed this video today, and I hope you get to recreate it too, and I hope that it was super easy for you to do. Now, if you do like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so that you don't miss any of my future videos. Until the next video, take care, and I will see you soon.